What's going on, guys? Sort of a morning vlog, working vlog. Let's call it a working vlog. So yeah, just hanging out, trying to get this hood done for the second time. Try to videotape it this time. I don't seem to mess stuff up when I videotape stuff, but yeah, no camera, disaster. So we had some pinholes in here, and had a big ass run that I couldn't get out because I'm not good at that. Even though I used to get plenty of runs, but it's something that we don't do every day in sand and that kind of thing. You don't stay in practice at. You usually burn through it. So my run had a combination of a run and solvent pops, and I tried to use some medium hardener that I had, and it was just too hot. It was about 100 degrees in here, so I have to use the appropriate hardener. I was using the slow there, and when it was still a little cool out and having problems with runs, and so I went to the medium, and it seemed to stop the problem. And it's just gotten too hot now for the medium to work. I'm gonna have to go to the slow, maybe put a captive accelerator in it or something. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we're just wiping this down. Trying not to sweat on it, because it's hot already, hot and humid. Trying to get this done before it gets too hot today. And hopefully it'll come out good. I'm working on this thing way too much. It's one of those things that's just buddy of mine that buys materials from us quite a bit. You know, he painted his own truck. I put a transmission in this guy's truck too. 48 Chevy, I don't know if you guys remember that video. But yeah, he knocked on the door and asked me how much to paint his hood. And this is where we're at. Ended up having to strip it and do body work, and it's all but paint work, you know. But hopefully we're at the end. I don't like the way this strip fits. And he's got it bondoed down at the end there because it doesn't fit the hood very good, so it's got issues. And issues I guess we're not going to fix. I wanted to unbolt that strip, but the hood comes apart in two pieces, so, and it's riveted, so yeah. So anyway, we got it pretty flattened out. Still got a little peel here and there. I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna throw some base over it. I'll turn the camera on, we'll base it, and then hit it with some clear. Not gonna put any sealer on it. I'm trying not to stack a lot of material on here. I want it to flash off, so the least amount of stuff we can put on, the better. Got the Socks cat here. What's up, Socks? Say hi to Oscar. Gee, I couldn't stand it. I had to get a little Oscar. There you go. Little Oscar. He's on bug patrol right now, grabbing some bugs. So yeah, so quite a few cool videos up this weekend. So we're Jeff Woods is making videos again. He put quite a few videos up. You guys go over and check him out. Used to be Woods 040, now it's Jeff Woods. And he's building a Milner coupe, and he works at a body shop, and he was doing some wet sanding and buffing and some different stuff, showing some different techniques. And it's always cool when guys put videos up like that to do it. So go check him out. He put 4 or 5 videos up, and he's been absent from the garage for a while, and he's turned the camera back on, which is pretty cool. So he did some priming on his grill shell for his Milner coupe, and some wet sanding and buffing on a customer car that they were doing. So yeah, check him out. Saw Greg's video on his Gia. Thing looks really lean, buddy. I would at least put the 140 jet in there right away. Don't wait to, you know, put the header on if you're gonna drive the car. Super lean. You would have done a, you know, like Gas or Glass said, you know, a 4th gear pull and shut it off. Probably would have had hardly any color on the plug. You get the color from putting around, you know. There's also an idle jet in those carburetors. I'm not really sure what the idle jet is. You know, if you increase the main jet and it's still hot, just idling, might need a little more idle jet. Usually Cadrons are like 55, 60 on the idle jet. Another thing to remember on the checking of the plugs, you had one plug that looked a little decent, and that was number 3. And the reason the number 3 looked good compared to the other 3 plugs, you have to remember now, although we got a balance tube and it tries to balance the mixture out between both sides of the carburetors. That's why they call it a balance tube. Sort of equals out the vacuum and stuff. Still leaking oil. Still. So I'm gonna have to do something with this thing, man. It's pissing me off. But anyway, back to the reason why number 3 is a little brown and looks like the rest of them should look. You have to remember that if you're running an 09, it retards the timing on number 3 cylinder. And people are like, man, well, how's it do that? And the way it does that is, here's your rotor. You pull that out of the way. You have the 4 lobes in your distributor. 1, 2, 3, 4, which represent each cylinder. Each time one of those lobes come in contact with a point, it opens the points and, you know, breaks the signal down to the coil, collapses it, and sends the spark through the coil wire into whichever cylinder is firing at that time. Now what they do on 09 is they reduce the cam lobe height on number 3, which in return retards the cylinder 2 or 3 degrees. I can't remember which one it is, but it's built in because you got your oil cooler on number 3, and what they do is, their theory is if they pull a little timing out of that cylinder, it'll help it run cooler because it's naturally the hottest cylinder in the motor. So number 3 gives us a bad representation of what's going on in the motor as far as jet, because that plug looks good because there's less timing over there, less detonation. You want to definitely, the white you see on the plugs, you know, that's not good. You know, definitely put some main jet in there. And the other thing that you might want to do is back off on your timing. I usually set them around 32 to 34 degrees. You might want to back that one down to the 31, 32 degree mark. I know you got a timing light, you know, that's easy to do. You get much further than 30 degrees timing, and then you're dragging number 3 because, you know, it's retarded 2 degrees more than whatever you set your timing at. But that's why you have a difference on the plugs, you know. That's why number 3 looks nice and brown. It's got less timing in it. It's not running as hot back there. So, you know, you need to add some jet for sure. Now, you will sometimes get in trouble with number 3 when you add jet, you know, and get the other 3 cylinders happy. Sometimes number 3 is a little fat. And the only way around that, you know, is going with an 010 distributor. It doesn't have the retard on number 3, or an MSD. You know, it's the same thing. Protronix is also the same thing. It doesn't retard number 3. And you can, you know, tune all the cylinders the same. The short cylinder too, if you don't have an equal length header, the short tube is hard to tune also. So hopefully when you get your header, it'll improve some stuff. But you definitely want to up the jet on those Cadrons. They're definitely a little lean. And the other problem you're fighting is the 91 octane. You know, that's not enough octane. It's good for a stocker. You'll see right here. There's that's for a stock Volkswagen motor. It says minimum octane rating of 91, and that was in 1973 when we didn't have any alcohol in the fuel. So 91 octane then was probably better than the 91 that we're getting now. Stick 91 octane and put 10% alcohol in it. Not only do you create a tuning hole, the fuel has less calories in it. So that's one thing to remember. Let me go ahead and shut this camera off, get busy on this hood. Before it gets much hotter, maybe later today we'll throw the transmission on in the old Volkswagen and take a ride down to Orlando, down to Ken Wells' shop, and bench test our valve body, solenoids, and all that good stuff, and check out all our clutch packs and drums. I think they all look good. So I've been working on some heads for my 2110, and I got these things about ready to go now, and I'm gonna sandblast them, reassemble them, cut on the scooters and cut them for double springs. I'll take you guys with me. I can't find my tool to cut these for double springs. If you are going to cut some heads for double springs, it's always a good idea to put valve guides in. You know, if they're questionable, do it before you cut this boss down, because it can become problematic to put a guide in after you cut the head for double springs. There are some things you can do. What we usually do is take this and drill the guide, cut the top of the guide off and drill the guide out, and then tap the bottom of the guide and put a bolt in it and drive it out the bottom. And they do make these bosses, replacement bosses, but you know, they're never as good when they're just hanging on the guide and not attached to the head. So I always try to put the guides in before I cut these, and that's one thing about cutting for double springs. You know, you really compromise the guide support quite a bit. So you know, I was thinking about maybe going with some high rev singles just for that. I'd like to come up with a good high performance spring that would fit around this boss and not have to machine that down for a double. But you're sort of limited to about 5,500 RPMs, you know, with a stock single, not a stock single, but a, you know, a good single spring. So I got some Scooter gave me a line on some motorcycle springs, and they're pretty badass. They come micronized. They're double springs, and they're about the same size as a Berg spring, but yeah, it's pretty good. So I might check some of those out. Come from CV Performance. Anyway, let me shut this off. Got the old bug out here, washed it off a little this morning, and I saw Astro's video there. Astro ZZ3, ZZ Astro, man, mess his name up all the time, and I don't see his videos all the time, and he makes it worse. Here's my pool. It's getting sort of green again because of the damn rain. That's what it does. It jacks your phosphates up, and it starts growing on the sides. So I need to brush that today, clean the filter, and dump some more chlorine in here. My pool guy didn't come yet last week. So I just put 6 gallons of chlorine in it, and yeah, but mine was green also, and I had to get the phosphate remover. Most pool companies won't throw that in there for you because it's like 75, 90 bucks now for the treatment. But that'll take the green out of your pool. You get the phosphate remover, and then get some chlorine, dump the chlorine to it, dump the phosphate remover in there, and then you have to get some stabilizer, and you should have pretty clear water there in a matter of days. So especially with your creepy crawler thing that you have, you know, I don't have one of those, so I got to brush this thing constantly. So a couple more months, hopefully we'll drain this thing this winter, sucker into it, drain the 15,000 gallons of water out, and paint this black micronite, or not micronite, what is it? Gunite, black gunite. Yeah, talking about valve springs. That'd look cool, micronited pool. But anyway, that's what's going on. Not a whole lot. A bunch of crap everywhere. Hope everybody's doing good. And I had a guy that was going to send me a set of heads. I don't know if he sent them and they just haven't showed up yet, or what the deal is. Waiting on some cylinder heads to show up though. And I think Greg might send me some heads too for his 1600 build. So yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. And we got this old piece of junk here they need to finish. The old bus, I've been putting some primer here and there. I got that primed last night. Got to knock the long strand fiberglass off down at the bottom there. Found a hole underneath the bumper and took the shortcut. So sometimes that happens. But anyway, so that's what's going on, and just thanks for all the videos again. It's all HO Motorsports there working on his stuff. So So yeah, I got this this motor back here from Knoll. I loaned this to them. They have those pit bike drags at Drag Night. And them guys from California, I think they got some of those things that run in the 7s and the 8th mile, which is pretty damn fast. My car runs 640s, and I've seen some of those little mini bikes go 730s, low 7s. Anyway, that motor there is one of the motors that he had on his mini bike or whatever, and he bought a real fast one, one that won the event. He just went and bought it. But this is a pretty good motor here. This is a nitromethane motor. Around about 30% nitromethane on this one, and it's got the long rod with the 2-ring piston in it. And pretty trick little motor. We'll pull that apart one day. Turns about 9,800 RPM. So sounds pretty cool. Sort of scary on a mini bike, but sort of cool. Anyway, I'm waiting for my part to come in for this. I'll get that put in and pop my dashboard back in today. And yeah, get some cold air in that thing. So it's been a while. Anyway, I found my leak yesterday. My evaporator was bad there. Condenser, whatever the hell it is, evaporator. Yeah, evap there in the dash had a hole in it. So I got that pulled out. Got another one coming. We'll get that bolted up today, and I'll replace all the O-rings and stuff, give it a vacuum, and charge that baby up. That'll make Hans and Andrea happy. So, sort of cloudy today. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. You guys try to make a good day. Have a good day. Do what you can. I'm gonna try to get this hood painted and maybe get over to the beach or something. Get out of here for a while. Anyway, Hans started his new job today, so things are looking up around here. It's always good when your son gets his first real job to go to. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's what's happening. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.